Okay. So I have a meditation for us this morning, and it is a meditation for self-authority, or to provide us with an ability to be able to speak with assertiveness and to follow our gut instinct when something is calling us or talking to us and telling us what to do. Sometimes we ignore it or suppress it for a little while, but it keeps coming back. I think if it's the right course of action, especially if maybe we have a mentor or somebody we can check in with on this kind of thing, but to be able to think and experience from the neutral mind, instead of going into the negative and, oh, I can't do that, or thinking that this is what I absolutely have to do right now, I need this, I want this, but to be able to join the negative and the positive mind into a more neutral space where we can act from that intuition and have the authority and the power to say, okay, this is what I need to do. I've reflected on it, I've meditated on it, and that's what this meditation will help us to make those decisions upon. So we actually fold our ego away, and the thumb is connected to the ego. So you bring that thumb across the palm, the front of your hand, and fold it in, and then you wrap the other 4 fingers over top of the thumb. So we're uniting. I think it's important to think of the ego as being able to unite with the rest of ourselves. If we try and shove it away completely, I don't think it ever goes away. So I think we're in this way, we're holding it in place and protecting ourselves by having fingers around the thumb. So the hands the elbows are just resting comfortably at the sides, but you bring your knuckles, the knuckles that are closest to your fingernails, all together, and the heels of your hand together. So you form a heart shape in front of your heart. So you've got a double heart connection going on. And then you stare down the bridge of your nose and out past your knuckles. So the eyes are mostly closed. And you take a big breath in through your nose first. And then you breathe out through a circled mouth. Breathe in through the circle. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale mouth. Exhale nose. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. You get the pattern. Inhale mouth. And switch. Exhale nose, inhale nose, exhale mouth, inhale mouth. And keep going like that at your rate of breath. Last moments. Finishing off with an exhale. Close down your eyes completely. Take your hands onto your knees. Just notice anything subtle, any changes. If you'd like to set an intention for yourself this morning, go ahead. I'd like for us to begin lying down on our back. So come on down to your spine. Let it sink into the mat, into the floor. I want to work on our solar power, our solar plexus, our willpower, sunshine, light. So lots of core work early on in this class. Strengthening our abs so we have a stronger spine, connection to the rest of our body. So bending your knees first. Placing your hands down next to your sides, palms facing down, spread your toes nice and wide, walk your heels up close to your bum, and just lift your pelvis slightly off the floor and connect your mid back. That's the exhale. Inhale, roll that pelvic floor down and lift your navel up. So just lay pelvic toes. Inhaling, exhaling, tilting and tilting back and forth. As you do this, breathe from the navel point. So really draw the breath, the prana down into the belly of the breath. Active in your core center. Make sure your feet are very firmly planted and gripped down. As you lift that pelvis up, you'll feel the feet push into the floor further. As you lift the navel to the sky, the feet might release a little bit. And come on back to a neutral spine. Bring those hands up behind the head into legs. Someone extend just the right leg out long with a breath in, and then exhale and pull that knee back into center. If you'd like to lift your head up and nose to knee, as you do so, go ahead. Inhale, extend head back. Exhale, bring nose to knee. And keep going. Just the one leg, the other. Left foot stays connected, knee bend. Elbows can tuck in and towards that knee as well as the nose goes in. Power breaths from the core center again. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend out long. Let the other leg go along as well. Take the hands away from the back of the head and reach them beyond the top of the mat. Lift your toes up, so flex your feet. And then point your feet. And then flex your feet. And point your toes. One more time, flex them. Try and lift your heels and your calves up off the floor. So that means you have to bring your mid-spine down towards the mat and let those legs go. We'll now bend the right leg, place the foot down flat. Hands come back behind your head and same thing. Squeeze in and extend. Closing the mouth, softening the jaw, in and out, breath through the nose, into the center core. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the left leg and extend the right leg. Reach the hands beyond the mat. Stretch. And bring the hands back down beside the body. We'll be flexing and pointing our toes up towards the sky. And then point those toes down. Flex the feet up again. And breathe them out long, point those toes. This time as we flex the feet up, start to try and lift the calves up off the mat too. Push the mid-spine into the floor. Push the hands into the floor, lift those legs up. You can look up past your toes, lift the head up. And lower back down nice and slow. Take the hands away past the head again, reach beyond. Maybe into a star shape this time. And as you reach with one hand, reach with the left hand higher, so a little bit of a tilt in a side shift in the pelvis, and then reach with the right hand longer and stretch the right foot away from the right hand. So you notice as you stretch left side more and then stretch right side more, there's a tilting, shifting in the pelvis up and down along with the way that you're stretching. Right hand away from right leg, left hand away from left leg, and the pelvis rotates or swivels. Back and forth. Up and down along the long edge of the mat. Now return back to center. And this is just a little easy brain teaser. Right hand into the air, left leg into the air, and they can touch. Left hand into the air, right leg into the air, and they can touch. And back and forth, switching sides. Head can lift as well if you'd like, and lower as the leg and hand go back down to get into the neck muscle. Five, 4, 3, 2, and the left side, and let it go. Stretch wide, stretch long, reach high, reach away. Breathe naturally again. Bring the hands back down along the body. Flex and point the toes up to the sky. And then point them down and along the tops of the feet and lengthen. Flex them back up. And point them down. Again, this time, press those hands into the mat as you flex the feet up. Lift the heels off the mat first. Lift the thighs off the mat. Bring the head up. And really push the mid-spine into the mat. And slowly lower back down. Let it go. Head can release back to the floor. Bending your knees again. The feet up. Heels up towards the bum. If you want to grab your ankles, please do, or if you like to keep your hands down at your sides for bridge. Let's lift the hips, navel up into the sky. Give that core a nice stretch. Walk your shoulder blades together so that you're giving your head and neck a little place to rest, and you can extend your head away from your shoulders so you don't compress your vertebrae. Stretch through the lower triangle chakra, Svadhisthana, all the way up into the heart. Really open up through the ribs. Long, deep breaths. One more breath in. Then bring it back down from the top to the middle, to the lower back. Resting the inner thigh just for a moment, give them a stretch. Bring your soles of your feet together and let your knees drop wide. You can place a hand on the heart, a hand on the navel. Tune into your breath, into your intention. Your assertive qualities, your courage, your inner strength, intuition. And unite it all together. Now, take the hands away, place them back down alongside the body. Heel toe your feet wide apart to the edges of your mat, and just drop your knees off to one side. Lift that outer hip up, and then switch. Just windshield wiper back and forth. Rolling through pelvis to pelvis. Or outer edge of the pelvis, the other outer edge, back and forth, stretching the quads, the psoas. And balance out both sides and then come back to neutral. Take a big breath in, extend the legs up with the exhale, nice wide V shape. Take the hands to the inner thighs and open up the legs deeper. Encourage them to stretch. You can create some added resistance for yourself if you want to try and push your legs back together. Using your breath to do so. Active. Let the hands go and keep the legs really wide. Hands back down beside, so you're igniting the leg power. And then begin to cross right leg in front of left, open it up, and then back together, left leg in front of right, crisscross. Inhale as you open the legs, exhale as you cross them back opposite way. If you want to get your arms going as well, try and cross the arms the opposite way the legs are crossing. See how that teases your brain? If you think too much, it'll be harder. All of a sudden, I can't do it anymore. Let's find a happy baby. Oh, settle in. Mary's laughing at me. Sense my confusion. Like you can't laugh, just sigh.
Pull the chin in towards the chest, make space in the neck. Practically pushing the head into the mat without too much pressure. We'll be finding or coming up into shoulder stand next. So if shoulder stand is not your specialty or your favorite, just let your legs go long and extend them up into a candle so the whole spine is still connected. If you do want to come into shoulder stand, hands down to the floor, bring the knees into the chest and roll up with the core, bringing the hands just above the sacrum, squeezing up, heels together, toes together. Try and walk your elbows a little bit more towards each other, long in that neck. So the chin was tucked in. There's space between the base of the skull and the shoulder blades. Feel free to allow the legs to draw down and into plow. Or if you're still in candle, just enjoy this relaxation with the legs up. And begin to return back up into shoulder stand. And then slowly lower yourself back down. Keep going, lowering the legs, Hands can be underneath the sacrum if that helps for your core center or your low back. The stronger your core gets, the less back pain you have to deal with. All the way down to the floor. Reach the hands up above the head again. Interlace the hands this time, though, and flip the palms away. Stretch the armpits. And then bring your, so bend your elbows first, and then begin to roll up. And walk your elbows in behind so you're resting on your forearms. So, and then walk your heels away from your hips so that you can lift that core up and drop the head back into fish. Long, deep breathing. Bring the sunshine into your heart center, your throat center, down into your core. Feel free to open up your mouth and let the sunshine come directly into your throat. Bring the jaw back together. Let your belly come down a little bit so that it's safe to lift your head up. Walk your feet to place them down and then walk up onto your hands. So your hands are under your shoulders. Your feet, once you lift your pelvis up, are underneath your knees. And we'll lift and rise into a reverse table. Head can go back, resting on the cushion of our shoulders. Long deep breaths. Inhale a little more up, squeeze the butt cheeks together, put the knees together, press the feet into the floor, and lower back down. Walk your hands forward towards your feet and just drape the body over the bent knees, digging into the armpits. As you lift and come back up, sitting tall for a moment, reach your left hand behind you and get it
centered, so out from your sacrum center, so you have a tripod, and the other hand is just guiding your hips and your belly straight up into the air. Nice. And exhale back down. Come back to lean over those bent knees again, go inside. Opposite way, right hand centered. Below the shoulders, inhale, left arm up and hips, navel up. And exhale, come back down, drape forward over those knees. One more thing on our back, so let's bring the arms up and out in parallel and then lower the core back down, nice and slow. Try and keep your heels on the floor. I know. Oh, there's a point of no return. Right foot, pick it up, bend that knee and cross it over onto the opposite knee. So you've got that number 4. You can thread your hands through behind the hamstring of that long leg. Or you can bend that free leg and have the hands around the shin. You can also wrap your arms right around both knees and give yourself a big hug and pull the legs in towards center, lifting the head up. You need to go deeper. Yep. Threading by keeping the leg position, lower the left foot back down to the mat, and then let the rotation happen, dropping that right foot down across the body into this number 4 twist, and look away from the way the feet landed off the mat on the opposite side. Unwinding, coming back to center. Hands behind the head, uncross the foot and do some bicycles to move the fluid and to set your hips up to prepare for the other side. Or welcome to cross the elbow to opposite knee. Find a pace that matches the breath. And then slow it down. Really isolate the movements. Makes it harder for your core. And return to let the head come back to center. Place the feet down and bring that opposite foot across the body. Lift the leg up and hook in or thread in where it's comfortable. Unhook. Place that free foot to the mat and drop, crossing the other foot across the body to the floor, or just leaning and rotating in that direction and look away. Arms nice and wide, feeling heavy, let gravity do some work for you. All you have to manage is your breath. An inhale and then the breath out to roll back into the center. Take one last tap, baby here.
And then bring those knees into the chest, hug the shins. Move along the tip and the tail of your spine, head to tail. However you choose to find your way up to the top of the mat, whether you roll sideways and put your hands up or get enough momentum to come to stand without standing too quickly. Just push yourself up into a forward fold instead of rising all the way up. Hang the head. Bend the knees and connect your fingertips to the mat. Align your feet, set your feet. Heel toe your feet to the outer edge of your mat, keep your knees bent. Bring your right hand to tripod from your feet, and then bend the right knee and rotate the left arm up into the air. Exhale and switch. Return back down to the floor. Take a squat down. Use your hands to get yourself down there. You can keep the hands on the floor. Bring the bum back up into the air. Bring your feet a little closer together, hip distance, and then lift one foot up and place the palm underneath that foot. Then lift the other foot up and place the other palm. So soles and palms are connected. Drop your head down, maybe bend your elbows, knees are bent. Deep breaths. Let there be space for the ribs, for the belly to hang between your legs, so that you can breathe. Lift one foot, release, lift the other foot, release that hand, and step into a downward dog. Let's come forward into long plank. Bring the knees down first into all four tabletop. Cow, cat. Keep going. Center table, tuck the toes back under to downward dog again. Bring the right leg high. Exhale, squeeze the knee into the chest. Inhale, take that leg back. Again, exhale, squeeze the knee into the chest, come forward with the weight over the hands. One more time, take it long behind. This time, squeeze in knee to chest and lower the shin down between the hands. Take a long back leg here. So you're just sitting on your heel. You can walk your hands back further. You can let them go. You can find a mudra behind the back, or you can keep your hands where they are. Up to you. I don't want to hurt my back right now, so I'm going to stay with my hands connected, opening up the heart space, the throat, the belly. Keep breathing. Bring the hands back down, connect them. Tuck both sets of toes underneath and lift the hips up into pyramid. Shift the hips so that they're even with each other. You've got both feet holding all the weight evenly. Drop the head down between the legs. Then inhale, lift the core up and away from the body, from the legs. And take the hands into prayer, thumbs to the sternum. Even breaths. Inhale one more time. Exhale, return the hands back to the mat, walk them forward, come back down onto that front shin. Untuck the toes, bring the foot just out in front so that you can rotate to sit down so that heel's in perineum center there and your side facing on your mat. Left hand down along that shin. Yeah, you're going towards the window. You should have your left leg out long. So open up your hips. There you go, that works, yep. Lean down over the leg, reach up over the head. Inhale high, return the hands to the front of the mat. Come back up, step back into downward dog and take it away and breathe. Inhale, come forward, plank. Exhale, let's lower all the way down through. Rise to the up dog or cobra. And back to downward dog. Let's do that again. Inhale, forward plank, lower down. We gotta work our arms as well as our core. Inhale, rise. And take it back to downward dog. One more time. Inhale, come forward. Lower. Rise. Downward dog. We'll meet back to that dog. Take the left leg up in the air. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze that knee into the chest, come forward, weight over the hands. Leg back high. Bring it back forward again, squeeze. Lengthen it one last time. And bring it forward and squeeze. And then drop gently the shin down to the mat, sitting on the heel. So your heel is kind of almost digging right into your glute there. And then the hands can go where they please, either up and behind, opening up the heart and throat, or just keeping the nice spider fingers, framing that front knee. Long deep breaths. One more breath in. Exhale out and return your hands if they're not already there. Tuck both toes under, send hips back to pyramid. Walk the hands back to follow, just outside that front left foot, sorry. Equalize the pressure in the feet. Feel as if somebody's holding your hips and pulling them both back at the same time. Let your head hang further down between your legs with the exhale. Inhale, lift the core up and away, parallel with the earth, palms together, elbows nice and wide. In and out breath. Return the hands back to the mat. Walk them forward. Place that shin back down to the floor. Then just roll to the outside of your left hip. Open up your right leg. There we go. Over right hand, over to the right shin. Lean right. Left hand is nice and high. We want to stay open in our chest. We're not trying to close. Inviting breath all the way down, left side body to the hips. Inhale back up, cartwheel those hands to return to the top of the mat and step back to your downward dog. Inhale, plank. Let's bring it down to the knees, nice wide, child's pose. Roll your forehead side to side. Loosen up your neck. Come on back up, back to downward dog. Last week, I forgot to do our second warrior on the other side. I don't know if anybody noticed, but suddenly on Saturday last week, I was like, oh no, we forgot that's the other side. So let's take the left leg up first and step it forward. Open up your back foot and spin up into warrior two on this side. This is the side we forgot last week. We did everything else. So right hand, the back hand, bring it up and point it forward. So you're finding a rotation towards the front of your mat as if you were standing in warrior one, but the back leg is open like warrior two. Now draw your bow of the right hand back and hold it here. So your elbows bent. Beautiful. Long deep breaths. Picture a string from the head, from the top of the crown of the head, all the way down through your spine and pinned to the floor. Right hand extended back out, full warrior two, palms can face down. Now let's flip the palms up. Flip the right palm down so the shoulder rotates, then flip the left palm down and notice. Triangle, so just shift your hips towards the back of the mat. There you go. Extend that front knee, right other way, left hand down towards me. There we go. Beautiful. All these hairs. It's okay. All the way down to your mat. Step back to downward dog. Right leg up into the air. Bring it forward and step into warrior two and rise up. Draw this left hand up and over the head, square up the shoulders and the hips at the front of the mat, towards me. And then pull that left arm back like you draw the left arm back like you're drawing a bow. Feel your belly moving with your breath. Extend back, full warrior two, palms down. Flip the left palm up and then the right palm up. Then bring the hands together above the head, square up, return down to the mat, step back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Push up, dog. Back to down dog. Let's take the left leg up again one more time. Warrior two, step it through and rise up. Reach the hands above the head, parallel the feet. Now we're opening the back foot to the back of the mat. So now you can have, so look towards the back of your mat. Now you got that triangle position. So right hand down to the right leg. Nice, yeah, Mary, yeah, you got it, you got it. So we didn't do triangle on the other side. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, bend that front knee, warrior two. You got it. Inhale, arms up to center, parallel your feet again. Exhale, forward fold, wide leg forward fold, down through the middle. Bring the hands to the hips, activate the core, rise back up. Hands above the head, step to the top of your mat and fly warrior three. There's your balance pose. Inhale, rise up, bring that right leg next to the left leg, reach the arms up above the head, step into the right leg, swing that left leg, kick it back into the air, warrior three, take it down. Inhale, rise up. Take your feet wide. Exhale, arms out parallel, lower down. bring the peace fingers around the big toes. Trust that you've got enough room behind you on your mat to roll back onto your spine. Take a happy baby. Keep holding your big toes out, it feels good. Bring your feet together and wrap your hands around the outsides of the feet, lift the head up, pull the heels in. Cobbler posture, chin to chest. You should feel lots happening all the way down either side of your neck into your shoulders, like rhomboids, traps, lats, all the headache tension muscles. Just stretch them out. And as you're ready, let it go. Take your legs down. Take your arms down by your sides. Start to settle in if you want a blanket or a bolster under your legs. Here, I'll get it for you. Just relax. So, hold up now. Yes. So I took one of those really nasty wipeout spills on Thursday. On Thursday, I had somebody over for a cup of tea and they got stuck in my driveway. My driveway's plowed, but they don't have very good tires. So I was being a nice person and going out and helping to push them out of the driveway, got them out of the driveway, turned around and waved, and out from under me, my feet went just like that. I couldn't believe myself. I was so shocked how quickly I went down. Usually I can catch myself. Anyway, flat on my back, got up pretty quickly, but that night my neck was pretty sore. Thankfully though, I have this practice and pretty quick recovery, no serious injuries to report other than a damaged ego. You try and do something nice for somebody and you get slapped in the face. But my message is resiliency and just showing up to be available for people and to have the capacity to hold space for someone who needs help. Even if it means a little bit of sacrifice, a little bit of struggle on our part. I do this practice because it supports me in my life and in what I need to accomplish on a day-to-day basis, and it strengthens my immune system, strengthens that self-authority that I know I need, and it does help me to discern the things that I need to say yes to, need to say no to, gives a voice and a voice of reason and calmness and just an approach that asks the best of us, not that I'm always able to bring that to the table, because I was pretty mopey and whiny about my fall that night, and I had to go to bed early, and I was sort of feeling sorry for myself because I didn't know what was to come the next day, how much pain I'd be in. But again, thankfully, I have a couple of set exercises that bring a sense of peace, and I'm able to bring on the cure
more quickly than I ever would have been able to in the past. And so I just wanted to share that as a nice little reminder that if we stick with what we know is right, and we become more consistent with it, and we have the patience to practice, and because we know it works, then with time, I think we bounce back quicker as human beings. We have that ability, that resiliency that so many others want, but maybe don't show up for as often. Again, it's all a work in progress, though. So let your body be still, be in peace, rest at ease, be heavy in the mat. And the energy that we ran, let it go where it needs to go. Trust your breath, trust your instincts, trust the downloads of information that come to you, things that, the aha moments that come over you. Sometimes we're too scared to fulfill them, but with time, I think in this practice, that gives us the courage and the strength to go after that stuff.
Start to move your toes and your fingers. And through the joints in your body, and get the fluid lubricated. Feet and your hands together. Slowly make your way up, your own leisure, your own readiness. The close, we'll sing our two bones. Oh. Thank you for coming today. Everybody stays warm, has a beautiful Saturday. Let me get the recording stopped, hang on.